guys have been waiting a long time for their homes, and there was no way I was coming all the way back here.
Not snow, not rain, not, in this case, tornadoes could stop one dedicated animal rescue group. This weekend, dozens of dogs set to be put down here in San Antonio were on their way to permanent homes up north when a second round of deadly tornadoes touched down in Oklahoma. Our Robert Price spoke to the man who braved the storms to make sure his four-legged friends made it to their new owners.
So nice to see you.
Scott Wyatt is finally back home. Back with his dogs.
Kind of good to see you guys.
After a road trip he'll never forget.
Absolutely thrilled to be here with clear skies.
This was the scene Saturday as families ready to meet their new pets welcomed Scott and his trailer full of rescued dogs to the PetSmart parking lot in Eagan, Minnesota.
First of all, I apologize for being late. We did get wedged in last night in between two tornadoes.
Friday night, Scott was about halfway to the Twin Cities in Norman, Oklahoma, when he looked at the weather report on his iPad.
Well, I'm here, and they're talking about here, and that is way too close.
There were twisters all around him, and he has a 32-foot trailer. He's a pretty big target.
Scott's wife, Tracy, could only watch the news reports on TV.
Sheer panic. Panic. That's all I can say is my heart dropped.
It was a storm that ended up killing 18 people, including 3 storm chasers.
I just kept driving as fast as I can, and that storm chased us.
Scott says the nearest tornado was 15 miles to the north, so he headed south, pulling over several times to check on the dogs.
I've never walked onto that trailer and not have a chorus of barking, and I went on that trailer and it was silent. And every one of them looked at me almost to say, what are we doing here?
Tracy wanted him to drive back to San Antonio, but he said no way.
I knew there were so many families up there waiting for these dogs. I knew we were safe.
Scott waited for the highway to reopen, then drove through the night to those families in Minnesota.
It was so worth the wait, and we're just all thrilled.
And I just love him, and I could have no better dog.
Now, Scott and Tracy match up local strays with families all over the country through the internet. For example, this is their website, tracysdogs.com. You can click here to adopt, click here to donate. Now, they'll be headed to Colorado in about 3 weeks for their next delivery. They've already got 2 dogs with some special names, Twister and Norman. Reporting in the studio or in the newsroom, Robert Price, Fox News at 9.